Hey, what's going on, everyone? Vega here for SerpentX Tech, and we got ourselves another Kaspa fork called Pyrin, and I just want to go over a few things with you. A brief overview of the project itself, the algorithm is on, and so on. Our findings on Yeti.uk of auditing the wallet or software that this project provides, and I encourage you to never install new software on your device or main daily system, always using a separate dedicated system on a separate isolated network, as well as how to set up your wallet and how to mine it. All that in this video, and if you like this type of content, smash that like button and let's get into it. So the project itself has actually been on various outlets like Bitcoin Talk for a minute before it was even talked about by our crypto colleagues. And it has all the buzzwords out there. It's basically a fork of Kaspa using all the right marketing terms like, instant or super fast transactions, decentralization, scalability, security, and of course Ghostag, which has gotten very popular with Kaspa. But it uses the Blake3 hash algorithm. Then it goes on to combine proof of work with AI, and it calls it PAIW, right? So it's talking about leveraging AI with proof of work, basically. How that's going to come into fruition, we'll see, because there is no full-on roadmap. It does cite, as far as documentation, the Ghostag paper, or more appropriately, the Phantom Ghostag, but it doesn't give us their white paper or their roadmaps. And if you really want a breakdown of this project, I would challenge you to go check out Son of a Tech's video, which I will have linked down in the description. Even Rabid Mining posted a video not too long ago. Now, moving on to the wallet, I checked out and audited 0.13.2 already, and now we're on 13.3, and this is all posted on Yeti.uk. If you have a suggestion, you can come here and post a suggestion for a particular cryptocurrency wallet, software wallet, smart contract, whatever you want. But because Pyrin was getting all the attention, I wanted to go ahead and add that to the top of the list to move as fast as possible, because I want to make sure you, the community, is secure. And unfortunately, it does have some issues, some concerning items within it. More appropriately is the backdoor built into Go that opens up ports. Now, these ports might be, for the node. It might just be what the node needs in order to communicate, process transactions, so on and so forth. But it can also leave you susceptible to attacks or malicious events. So you just got to be very careful. But it's the Trojan right here, port starter. It's a backdoor written in Go. According to analysts, the malware provides functionality such as modifying firewall settings and opening ports to connect to pre-configured command and control C2 servers, right? And that's obviously the node trying to talk to other peers. And then there's this one right here, the grayware, which basically is PyInstaller, a Python tool that converts a Python script into executable for computers that don't have Python installed. But in essence, it's just going to install some software on your computer and open up a bunch of ports. A lot of false positives, everything laid out for you on Yeti.uk, and some of my additional findings, providing the tokenomics. At least this one provided tokenomics where Carlson originally did not. Carlson team did update their website. But how do we get our wallet up and running? Let's move on to that. They do have a good docs guide. If we go to their main website and you come down here to docs, it takes you straight to it. And I want to show you how to go ahead and set the node. It's the exact same that we saw in my Carlson video, but let me go ahead and spin up a system and we'll go through it right now. All right, so you want to go to the Pyrin Pi GitHub, and you're going to want version 0.13.3. Get the right one for your operating system. Your operating system is definitely going to freak out. So if you're going to install this, as I continue to encourage you, please install it on a separate system that is on an isolated network, not your daily. So it's just going to show up as windows.zip. We need to go ahead and, just like anything else, miners or otherwise, we just need to go ahead and extract it. And by the way, there's already a bridge for it. LOL miner dev put out a bridge for it already. And if you're used to seeing those bridges, we've seen them with, Kaspa in the past before. So you could mine through your own node. However, be wary, because by the time you actually do that, pools are going to be offering solo capabilities. And on top of that, the difficulty might rise so high that it might not be worth it to solo mine at all. But these are the 4 files we're going to get here. Antivirus might block them. But to go ahead and start utilizing this, or to get us started, we need to go and open a command prompt and go to this directory, which is why I just copied it up there. So we need to go to start menu and type in CMD. And then you're going to type in CD for change directory, and then paste that directory. If you just right click, if you already copied it wherever it was and you right click, it will go ahead and paste it. So change directory, right click, boom. Now we're in that directory. And the first thing we want to do is get that UTXO spun up. Now there's Windows commands and Linux commands, but basically it's pypad.exe space / UTXO index, all one word. So we, again, paste that. Enter. Now that bad boy is going to start syncing up. It's going to take a while to sync up, but go ahead and let it sync up. Again, do not let, choose the appropriate settings for what you want, because this is your firewall access telling you what's going on. So we're just going to allow for private for right now because it's on a separate network, and this bad boy is going to sync up. It's going to take a while. Now we need to open up another window completely separate. Grabbing that directory again, because in this new window we need to switch back to it. So CD, users, your username, downloads, Windows, or wherever you put it. And now we need to run a completely separate command because we need to create our wallet. So pyrinwallet.exe space create. I'm going to go ahead and paste that in there. And this is going to spit out some information. So be prepared to copy it down. You need to give it a password. So let's just say test123. It's going to want us to confirm again, test 1, 2, 3. And then there's our mnemonic phrase. Have at it. We're going to copy that and paste that somewhere important. Matter of fact, if we just put it in Notepad for now, that's fine. But I wouldn't recommend leaving it in Notepad on the same system you're utilizing. And now we need to run the command to start the daemon. So pyrinwallet.exe space start dash daemon is the next command we want to run. And now this window needs to get left open, right? Because now the UTXO window and this one are going to be syncing up. It's going to be syncing the chain to your computer. Localhost is where it gets stored under under users, the local folder, not roaming. And then now we want to open up another window, just like I showed you in Carlson, to just keep on coming. And again, change directory to wherever that folder is. And the next command we want to run is new address. So pyrinwallet.exe space new dash address. And it's going to give us our address. Now, here's the problem. You got this address. I can start mining. No. You don't even know what the mnemonic phrase is for this thing yet. So we need to, just like we did in Carlson, we need to go ahead and do the unencrypted data dump, which is a command. If you don't know what that command is, you can actually just type in pyrinwallet.exe and it will show you all the commands. So there it is. So it is dump dash unencrypted dash data. Make sure I type that right. And now this operation will print your keys on the screen. Make sure nobody's around you to steal your information. Y for yes, N for no. Y. Password that you created. Boom. There's our mnemonic phrase. Have at it. So again, backing that up somewhere safe. Not on the same system that you mine on or do dirty things on. But that is all that you're going to need to secure your wallet. Again, installing this on a separate segregated system. So now you have your node syncing, right? Because we got multiple command windows showing. We got our node syncing. We have the daemon started, and we created our wallet. Now you can close out of the option to create your wallet and leave these two alone and mine to it. But remember what I said on Yeti.uk is that it opens up the ports to sync its nodes, but it can also leave it open. It's like leaving a door open that anybody can come in. So just be careful, be mindful of that. So now that you got your wallet address, how do we mine it? Well, the good news is they actually have a miner built in. You could use that miner, and it's very simple to use. If we open up another command window, you can see there's a file in here that's Pyrin Miner. And you would just type in pyrinminer.exe space, you know, actually, let me show you that real quick. And you would see that it's telling us the correct arguments, right? So it's pyrinminer.exe, and then mining address, right? Because it's not the full word. So mining address, and then space, then your actual mining address. Now, that's if you want to mine on the system you are on right now. Obviously, that's not going to be the case. So instead, there is another option, and that is LOL Miner. And I think Regal Miner has also added support recently, at least by time of making of this video. So there's those are the two options right now that we can utilize, is LOL Miner and Regal Miner. Those are our two options, and they're already built into HiveOS. So LOL Miner, at least for Windows, I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to open up my file that I have already set up, my batch file, and there you have it, right? And it's already built into the latest version of LOL Miner. It says Mine Pyrin. You can just edit the stock one. That's right there. Right-click on a Windows system, show more options, edit, or on Windows 10, right-click, edit, right? And then just change the information to match your address, and then your worker, your address dot your worker name, right? So worker name, and then obviously the server address and the port. Now, extra command arguments, I'm locking my GPU, right? So these are the commands I'm using. Pause the screen if you need to. Basically what hashrate.no says, maybe with a little bit of change up. Instead of running at 1470, I'm running at 1600. But that is your Windows setup on LOL Miner. And there's not really that many pools right now, but if we go to the flight sheet, I'll show you what mine looks like, right? So coin, you're going to type in Pi, P-Y-I. Wallet, you're not going to be able to choose anything off rip, but then you just click add wallet, give it a name, put in your wallet address. And then pool, you see here it says configure pools, but there's only so many, right? Hero Miners just added support. Cryptex just added support. So I might switch to one of those once I hit the payout limit on E4 pool. And then you're going to choose for miners, LOL Miner or Regal Miner, right? More support should come in the future. Maybe SRB Miner will come out, because right now, believe it or not, I am not mining on my AMD rig. And it's because every time I use LOL Miner for, like, even Carlson, for the latest version, because I have a mixed rig, it's giving me issues. But this is the basic setup of the flight sheet, right? So again, coin, algo, Pyrin. Your template is, you know, wallet.worker. If this is blank, you just go to the I, wall, put a dot there, go to the I again, worker, boom, done. It should automatically do it for you when you fill out the flight sheet originally. Pool server, you know, it will go ahead and fill that in for you. Otherwise, you can put it in manually, including the port, password, and then any extra config arguments. So those extra config arguments that you saw me put into the Windows side, we can also apply here to lock those clocks in. And then instead of choosing the latest version, I like to choose the top one, the top version. I just click the drop down and go to the top one, because sometimes it won't always do the latest, even though it's there. I don't know why. And then you just hit update and apply your flight sheet. And so now you're mining away on that particular pool. And again, my AMD rig, it just doesn't matter, man. It just locks up. It won't go. And I think it's because of the 590. So maybe because LOL Miner says it added support for Navi cards for Pyrin. Yeah, added support to mine heavy hash Pyrin, right? Which is why this is similar to, you know, Kaspa. It's a Kaspa fork. And NVIDIA Turing and newer, and AMD Navi and newer, right? And so I have a Polaris card in this system, and that could be the reason why this guy is not being very happy. So just be mindful of that, of your rigs, your setup, your configuration. If you have all the same cards, there's all the same make and model in a one rig, maybe it will work for you, but it's just not working for me. On the pool, this is what E4 pool looks like. Let's go check out Hero Miners real quick. And right here on their webpage, you can see that they added Pyrin. That's good to see. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be switching over to that, especially if this video comes out. But these are the pool address, and so I got a server closer to me than E4 pool, so I'm probably going to switch to that, to the east side, and start mining on that. But the other pools, like for example, I believe some of the other pools offer solo mining if you're interested in that. If we go back to the flight sheet on my NVIDIA rig, you will see that the option is built in. So if we choose this pool right here, you can see there's solo RU and solo EU in the Netherlands. And if we choose, let's see here, E4 pool, they have solo RU as well. So I'm going to get off that Russian pool because it's been one of the only ones for quite some time. And then Hero Miners doesn't have a solo pool. Cryptex doesn't have a solo pool, but those are available to you. Now, profitability, let's talk about that. Profitability right now went down, obviously, right? Because if we go to Trade Ogre and we look at Pyrin, which is currently around like 10 cents. It was 12 cents earlier today, this morning. It's actually basically 11.4 cents. But it just said 10 cents a second ago. You can see if I move out of your way that it dropped like a rock, right? So it got listed, people talked about it, and it immediately dropped, right? People were mining this before it was even listed. And for those people who took profits, congratulations. But the volume wasn't that high. What's the volume at? Let's see if we can find out. Yeah, so basically somebody made $1,429. So it was like one person or something like that. But then the volume started picking up. I saw almost 100K there, 50K there, 8.5K, 26K. So people, the volume is there, right? At the highest, we were right below 100K and sell volume. But as soon as it was listed, it dropped like a rock. However, even though it dropped like a rock, it's basically comparable to Carlson and some of the others, right, that are around that 12-cent mark. So right now, if I had both my NVIDIA rigs on there, I'd be making about $13 a day. After electricity and everything, obviously profits are reduced quite a bit. And you can see the difference. Revenue 24 hours, profit 24 hours. Revenue, profit, right? So obviously the cost of electricity is what's the biggest killer. So if you're not paying electricity, you can make some decent profits on this. Carlson, however, is supported on mineable, so you can mine that currency and get paid in a different currency, whereas Pyrin is not just yet. And you can see, just like Carlson, instead of using, you know, K heavy hash for Kaspa, they called it Carlson hash, and for Pyrin, they call it Pyrin hash. So in a nutshell, be very careful with these spec mining tokens. Do not install new software, even though it's fun to get ahead of everybody else, right? And pay attention. If you keep up with this channel, I taught you how to spot these coins before everybody else and how to spec mine them and take profits at the very beginning. Obviously, that one person took advantage of the situation as soon as it was listed and made over $1,400. But not everybody's going to be able to do that. So you're going to be left holding the bag because that first person in the door won. But a really good person to keep an eye on is Son of a Tech and his locals group, because the people in there are up to speed and they're fast. They're really fast. Honestly, I'm in their locals and they help me stay on track because I've been keeping up with everything else. So Pyrin, another Kaspa fork. Overview, Blake3, GoStag, all the great words. No roadmap, no additional information as to what their plans are. All the right words, all the right marketing terms, good website. Issues with their wallet, right? And some concerns that they need to address. Maybe some false positives, but then some cleanup that they need to do. And then, you know, mining it and running your wallet is just like I showed you on Carlson in the past. So do me a favor. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I know I didn't show you the bridge, but the bridge is very similar to Kaspa. Once you download it, in essence, you get a config.yaml, and you just edit that guy. And you will see here the exact same things we're used to seeing, right? So Stratum port, 5555. And then you want to point your address. Like if you're mining on the same machine, it will be just the local host address. But if you want to, you could change it to a different address. And it's the exact same as Kaspa. Look at my Kaspa one right here, right? So Stratum port 5555. And then Kaspa pad address pointing to my local machine IP. And then the port number. The port number is a little bit different. You can see on Kaspa it was 16110. Whereas on Pyrin it was 13110. And then in my router, I had to go and specify, hey, any calls to this external port send to this machine on internal port blah, 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 blah. And let me take a quick shot for that, or let me show you that real quick. So you can see how similar it is, right? So Kaspa, remote, external port, internal port, the machine that's taking that, or where the Kaspa pad or bridge was on, same thing here, right? The external port 13110, the internal port 5555, and the machine that's running the node, receiving the transactions, and then getting you to mine through your own node, similar to what we've seen with Kaspa. And you can also adjust the variable difficulty, which in the past, to like use nice hash and stuff like that, we had to go increase that. We couldn't leave it on 4, and then some other factors in here that you can change, but not really necessary. So we'll talk about that more in a different video if you want. Just let me know if you want me to show you how to mine through your own bridge. But solo mining is going to become unprofitable really fast as more and more people come online. But that's going to do it for this video. Sorry if it's a little bit long. I'll try to add stamps for you guys to go to where exactly you want, how to mine, how to set up the wallet, overview, Yeti.uk. But please check out the website, Yeti.uk, for software wallet audits before you go diving into something, just to make sure that you're safe and sound. That's the whole point of this website, and what the team is trying to do to help make the community better, help secure the community, and help improve things as an ecosystem, or overall in the ecosystem. But that's it. Do me a favor, on the way out, hit the like button, make sure to get subscribed, hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out additional links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. And I couldn't thank you enough. You just have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. I'll catch you next one.